today class we are going to start question number 1, part H. It says 2x minus 1 is equals to 2 modulus of 3 minus x. Now first, as we have done approximately 7 questions before this one, so you should pause the video and try it by yourself. And I know many of you think that what should we do of this tool. Before that question, we were doing such type of questions like x plus 1 is equals to 7 minus 2x. Example, like in such a type of questions, there are no number present at the outside of modulus. So we have two options to solve such type of questions. First one is you can take a square on both sides and then solve the equation algebraically. And then next one, remove the sign of modulus and introduce the sign of plus minus on any side of the equation. Now in part H, you have an constant 2 lies outside the modulus. So how you will solve this question? Now the methods are same. Either you can do squaring on both sides or you can apply the positive and negative side. So it will be 2x minus 1 is equals to plus minus 2 times 3 minus x. Or you can do it with squaring on both sides. Both will give you the same answer. So it's 2x minus 1 is equals to, now I am taking positive 2, so 2 times 3 minus x. Also 2x minus 1 is equals to minus 2 times 3 minus x. Now solve the equation. 2x minus 1 is equals to 6 minus 2x. 2x minus 1 is equals to minus 6 plus 2x, right? So when you shift negative 2x on the left side, it will be positive 2x and that will be 4x. Negative 1 on the right side, it will be positive 1. So x is equals to 7 divided by 4. On the right side, you can see that when you shift 2x on the left side, so it's 2x minus 2x is equals to minus 6 plus 1. So x basically cancel, so this solution is no solution here. So that means we have one value of x, that is 7 divided by 4, right? So now if you need to plot the graph, how you will do it, try it by yourself. So first I am going to plot the graph of 2x minus 1 on my axis. So let me draw the axis first, and I am just drawing is just an example, right? Not an accurate graph. So you can draw the accurate graph on your graph papers. So that is my axis, and firstly I am plotting the graph of 2x minus 1 modulus. 2x minus 1. Now in last class we had discussed that what are the important points, and if you forget, then I am telling you, the first thing you need to find is the vertex. And by vertex I meant that when the modulus function will equals to 0. So 2x minus 1 is equals to 0 at x is equals to 1 divided by 2. So the value is, or you can say that y is 0 at x is equals to 1 upon 2, or it will be good if you write it in ordered pair form, 1 upon 2 comma 0, that is your vertex point. If you talk about the intercept, when x is 0, y is 2 minus 1 is 1, right? Sorry, 0 minus 1 is negative 1. When x is 0, y is -1, but due to the sign of modulus it will be +1. So if I draw the points 1, 2, 3, 4, on the negative side we have -1, -1, -2, -3 and -4. So this graph has a vertex point 1/2, that means 0.5 in between 0 and 1. So let's suppose this point here, it's 1/2, 0.5 and 0, and the other vertex point is 0, 1. So I say that it's 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So we got 2 points, that means we can plot the curve. Or if you want to know what is the behavior, so we will assume one more value of x. So let's suppose if x is 3, so 2 times 3 is 6, 6 minus 1 is 5. That means if x is 3, then y is 5. So 3 and 5, this point, right? So now our curve is like this, right? So that is a graph of y is equals to modulus of 2x minus 1. Similarly, we need to plot the graph of y is equals to 2 modulus 3 minus x at first the vertex point. Now the vertex will occur when the value of x is 3, right? So at x is equals to 3, y is 0, that is your first vertex point. When x is 0, y will be +6, that is your intercept point, right? So if I need to plot this point, so it's 3, 0 and 0, 6. Further, if you say that x is 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2 and 2 2s are 4. So you got one more point, that is 1, 4. So it will be straight line. I need to know the value at 4, 5 or 6. So let's suppose if x is 4. If x is 4, 3 minus 4 -1, but outside the modulus +1, so it will be 2. So at 4 you have a value of 2, right? So that is your graph looks like, right? And if you see that there is only one point of intersection, and it is the value of x is approximately 7/4 in between 1 and 2. So that how we draw the graph, right? When you draw the graph on graph paper, it will be very accurate and you will get the exact value as your answer. Now that was the second last part. Moving on to the next one, it's part I. 2 minus x is equals to 5, 1/2x plus 1. Now it's very similar to the last one, right? We have modulus sign on both sides and we have a number outside the modulus. So what you guys need to do, you know it very well, just pause the video and start the solution by yourself. So it will be 2 minus x is equals to plus minus 5 it's only 5 into 1/2x plus 1, right? Now after that you need to do, so when I will solve with the positive sign, it will be 2 minus x is equals to 5/2, not 5/2 again, I made a mistake. It's 5 and bracket 1/2x plus 1, positive side, right? And then we need to solve it with a negative sign as well. So it will be -5 1/2 x plus 1. We can solve it, but before that we need to multiply the bracket. it will be 5 upon 2x plus 5. Now what I need to do, I will gather the x values on one side of the equation. So on the left we have negative x. If I shift it on the right side, it will be positive. So 5 upon 2x plus x. On the left side I have 2 and I will shift positive 5 on the left side. So it is negative 5. So 2 minus 5, it's negative 3 is equals to, now here you need to take the LCM. So the LCM is 2. So it's 5x plus 2x. 5x plus 2x is 7x, and 2, when you shift it on the left side, it will multiply with the 3, that is minus 6, and x is equals to minus 6 divided by 7, right? Another equation, it will be 2 minus x is equals to minus 5 upon 2 x minus 5. In this case, I will shift this negative 5 upon 2 on the left side, so it will be positive 5 upon 2x, negative x as it is, negative 5 on the right side already present, and I will shift plus 2 on the right side, so it will be negative 2. Now you need to take the LCM. So LCM is 2, it's 5x minus 2x is equals to minus 7. 5x minus 2x, 3x is equals to, when 2 multiplies with the 7, it will be negative 14, and you can say that x is equals to minus 14 divided by 3. Now you got two values of x. It means when you draw the graph, there will be 2 points of intersection, right? So you need to draw the graph by yourself and do it as a homework, right? Draw the graph of these two functions, right? And we know that the point of intersection, there are 2 points. So moving on to the next question, it's question number 2. The question says solve the simultaneous equations and two modulus functions are given. Y is equals to modulus of x minus 5 and y is equals to modulus of 8 minus x. You need to solve the equation simultaneously. So as you can see that both sides we have y, so we can equate both the values of y. So we can say that y is equals to y, right? On the left side, the value of y is modulus of x minus 5. On the right side we have 8 minus x. And now we know that how you solve such type of questions. So it will be x minus 5 is equals to plus minus 8 minus x. First step, when you eliminate the sign of modulus, you need to incorporate positive and negative signs. After that, we will solve the equation by considering the sign one by one. So at first I will consider the positive and later on I will consider the negative sign. The main part finishes here. After that, it is a basic algebraic equation that you all know how to solve. So x minus 5 is equals to 8 minus x. When you shift negative x on the left side, it will be positive x. 8 on the right side already present, and negative 5 will be positive 5. So 2x is equals to 8 plus 5 is 13, and x is equals to 13 divided by 2. On the right side you have x minus 5 is equals to minus 8 and positive x. So when you shift the positive x on the left side, it will be x minus x is equals to minus 8 plus 5. So that is 0 is equals to negative 3. That is not possible, and we say that no solution possible. So that means we have only one solution, that is x is equals to 13 divided by 2. Now you need to draw the graph. So first draw the axis. Y is equals to modulus of x minus 5 and y is equals to modulus of 8 minus x. Now first thing is you need to find the vertex. So if we talk about this left side function, so at x is equals to 5, vertex is x is equals to 5 and y will be 0. So on your graph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you got one point, that is 5, 0. Similarly, if x is 0, y will be negative 5, but outside the model it's positive 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And if x is equals to, let's suppose 7, then 7 minus 5, it's 2. So when x is 7, the value of y is 2. So we got 3 points, and now we can plot the graph. Right? Basically the behavior of the graph goes like this, but due to the sign of modulus, it reflects the negative part into positive one. For the next graph, we have 8 minus x. So when value of x is 8, it will be 0, that is your vertex point. That means this point is 8, 0, right? I am drawing the next graph with the blue pen. So first point is 8, 0. Secondly, when x is 0, y is 8. So when x is 0, let's suppose this point is 8 here. And last one, when x is 9. So 8 minus 9 is negative 1, but due to the sign of modulus, it will be positive 1, right? So when x is 9, y is 1, so that is your point. And if you draw these 3 points, it will be draw like this. From above solution, we can see that we have only one point of intersection because there is no solution possible, right? So we have one point of solution, that is your answer, right? So when you draw it on the graph, your point of intersection should be exactly equals to 6.5. So that is your answer. And after question number 2, moving on to the next question, question number 3. It says that solve the equation 6 modulus of x plus 2 square plus 7 x plus 2 minus 3 is equals to 0. Now how you are going to solve the modulus function having a square on it? First pause the video and try it by yourself. To make this question easy, what I will do, I will suppose the variable. So I will say let x plus 2 is equals to y. Now with this little supposition, it will make my question very easy. How? Now the equation will be 6y square plus 7y minus 3 is equals to 0. You see the difference? Now we can solve this equation by using middle term. So first we need to multiply 6 and negative 3. So I'm doing it with a green pen because it is a rough working. So 6 times minus 3 is negative 18. Now you need two numbers. On multiplication they give the value of negative 18, and when you add them they give the value of your middle term, that is 7. So 18 comes in 2, 3, 6, 9. So it will be 9 and 2. 9 times negative 2 is minus 18, and when we add 9 and minus 2 it will be 7. So you got your both numbers. Now you need to implement it in the question. So your equation was 6y square plus 7y minus 3 is equals to 0. Now instead of 7y we need to incorporate these two numbers. So it will be 9y minus 2y, the two numbers that we have thought in previous step. Now you need to take common. So the common is 3y, it's 2y plus 3. Here the common is negative 1 and 2y plus 3. When the negative sign is common, then the sign inside the brackets will be changed. Negative, positive, right? Now 2y plus 3 is common, you can take 2y plus 3, and the leftover part, that is 3y and negative 1 is equals to 0. Now you need to equate both the values to find the value of y. So 2y plus 3 is equals to 0 and 3y minus 1 is equals to 0. So here y is equals to minus 3 divided by 2, and here y is equals to 1 divided by 3. Now if you think that this is the answer, so it's not, because we need to find the value of x. Now our question is 6x plus 2 square. First we will find the value of modulus of x plus 2. So it's x plus 2 is equals to y. That is our supposition. I will write it 2 times, and the reason is that because I have two values of y. So it will be x plus 2 with the sign of modulus, and the value of y is negative 3 upon 2, right? And here x plus 2 sign of modulus is equals to y is 1 divided by 3. Now we have solved such type of equations, right? When you remove the sign of modulus, so it will be x plus 2 is equals to plus minus negative 3 upon 2, and it will be x plus 2 is equals to plus minus and 1 upon 3, right? Now you need to solve it with both the signs. So x plus 2 is equals to, when we take the positive sign, it's minus 3 upon 2, right? So it's x plus, not plus 2, I am going to shift the positive 2 on the right side. It's x is equals to minus 3 upon 2, and plus 2 on the right side will be negative 2. When you take the LCM, it's 2 minus 3 minus 2 times 2 is 4. So x is minus 7 divided by 2. That is your first solution. If I take the negative 1, so it will be x plus 2 is equals to minus 3 divided by 2, right? X plus 2 is equals to 3 divided by 2. Now you need to shift 2 on the right side. X is equals to 3 upon 2 minus 2. It will be, the LCM is 2, and 3 minus 4, that means minus 1 upon 2. So that is the second value of x, and now you need to solve this one as well. So x plus 2 is equals to 1 upon 3 and x plus 2 is equals to minus 1 upon 3. X is equals to 1 upon 3 minus 2. It will be 1 taking LCM 3 minus 3 times 2 is 6. So the final answer is negative 5 divided by 3, the value of x. And the last one, x is equals to negative 1 upon 3 negative 2. The LCM is 3 minus 1 minus 6, that is equals to minus 7 divided by 3, that is equals to x, right? Now you got 4 values of x, but the final answers are minus 5 upon 3 and minus 7 upon 3. Now it's your home assignment that why we are not taking these 2 values of x. You need to think about it and you will tell me in your next class or submit your assignment why these 2 values we are not taking as the final answers of x, why these 2 values are the final answers of x. So moving on to the next questions, or you may say that we are moving towards the next exercise, but before that, let's suppose you have an example. 2x minus 1 should be less than 3, right? The solution is same. If you are solving it algebraically without plotting the graph, then it is very same and makes sense. That first step, it will be 2x minus 1 should be less than plus minus 3, like we did in previous exercise. 2x minus 1 should be less than 3. 2x minus 1 should be less than minus 3. 2x should be less than 3, negative 1 on the right side, positive 1, that will be 4. X should be less than 4 divided by 2 is 2. Similarly here, 2x should be less than minus 3 plus 1. 2x should be less than minus 2 and x should be less than minus 1. So what are the possible values of x? It will be greater than minus 1 and less than 2, right? Now why I'm saying that greater than minus 1 and less than 2? We have studied in quadratic graphs. Suppose that we have a value of x, one is negative 1 and the other one is 2. Let's suppose you have a graph like this, right? Now we are looking for the values of y that is less than, or you can say in your graph we are looking for the values that lies inside the curve. You can say that, right? If I need to go inside the curve, that means I need to go greater than minus 1 and less than 2, right? If I need to move in that curve. So when we need to move greater than minus 1, that is why I have written minus 1 on the left side and should be smaller than 2, so 2 on the right side. So that is my solution set, right? If you do the same question on your graph, first draw the axis. Now we will consider that the question is 2x minus 1 should be less than 3, right? So we will take y is equals to 2x minus 1 and y is equals to 3. Now you need to plot the graph of these two. So if I need to plot the graph of y is equals to 3, let's suppose we say 1, 2, 3. So that is the line of y is equals to 3. for the modulus function, as we had done in previous exercise, that first you need to plot the vertex. So when x, or you can do it by equals to 0, it will give you x is 1 upon 2. That means when x is 1 upon 2, y is 0. So you got your first point, right? And further you can say that when x is 0, so y will be -1, but outside the curve it will be +1. So you got your 2 points, and now you need to plot it. So when x is 1 upon 2, y is 0, so that is my point 1 upon 2 comma 0. And when x is 0, y is 1, so that is my second point, and now I will meet these 2 points. Now you can clearly see that these two graphs intersect at 2 points, right? One is positive and one is negative. So on the negative side we have a value of -1, on the positive side we have a value of +2, right? So that is your answer. Now the solution set in graphs. The question is 2x minus 1 should be less than 3, and you have the graphs of both functions at your screen. So 2x minus 1 and less than 3 means we need to move below this line, right? Because it says less than 3. If we need to go less than 3, that means I need to move below here. So at this point the value of x is -1. I need to go further forward, right? Because its value lies beyond the line when we go in this direction, above the line in this direction, right? Similarly, above the line in this direction and below the line in this direction. So the solution set of x, it should be greater than -1 and it should be less than 2. The same answer we have calculated from equation and graph, they are same, right? So this exercise 5.2 is similar to 5.1. What is the main difference? In 5.1 we have dealt with the sign of equals to. In 5.2 we need to deal with the sign of greater than or sign of less than, right? Other than this, the procedure, the working, the concepts, calculation, and everything is same, but the difference is right here, and the difference is in the answer. Now your answer must be in a range. When you have a sign of equals to, so you say that x is equals to 1 and x is equals to 2, right? When we have a sign of equals to, but now we have a sign of inequality, so our answer should be in an interval, right? So I think that is enough for today's class. We have completed exercise 5.1 and we will start exercise 5.2 in your next lecture. Till then you need to practice this function exercise and plotting of absolute valued functions. Take care and Allah Hafiz.